Cubby blue blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Son Ranto, Son Ranto, Son Ranto and the lovable loser. Son Ranto, Son Ranto, Son Ranto and the lovable losers. Son Ranto.
Oh my God, that was so. Oh
Friday
yeah, happy
night, baby!
It's Fanarchy Friday. You sounded so excited that you made my Fanarchy hat spin around and around and around on my head as you screamed. It was incredible. Hey, welcome to the Son Ranto Show, the preview of the Crosstown Classic, or is it the BP Cup?
The BP Cup? I don't know. Yeah,
BP in a cup.
Is it still the BP Cup?
I don't know. Let's hope it is, because people just love oil companies right about now. Like that. Remember the first time that they came out with the Crosstown Classic BP Cup, like right as there was a huge oil spill, and they're like, there's all this image of like these like poor like sea fowl covered in oil and otters dead on the beach, and they're like, it's the BP Cup, and meanwhile like BP's like ruining Earth.
Yeah, I 100% remember that. It was ridiculous, so bad. But yeah.
Well, the timing of it is just typical for Major League Baseball. But
yeah, it's just funny to me, this whole thing. Like they were gonna try and make it a thing, right? Where they had a traveling trophy and they were getting all excited about it to try to make it a rivalry, which it's not really. But they wanted to make something to get people going. And now
it's a rivalry amongst the people, not the teams.
Right. But now we don't know anything about whether this cup even exists.
Yeah, we don't know. They might have given up. BP was like, yeah, this didn't really work out for us. Everybody made fun of us. That Son Ranto show really ruined it for
But
the BP Cup. It was going so great.
You don't need to freaking make money on every damn thing. Like, just have a cup.
Are you American even? Are you even American?
Just have a trophy. Have like a cool trophy. It doesn't have to be sponsored by BP. And maybe if you just have something that's fun, maybe like you have a thing where Clark has to put on pants and the southpaw has to take his off or something. Whatever they do, if depending on who wins.
Southpaw has to actually take a shower. That's the deal. Well, welcome to the Son Ranto Show. We are pre-gaming this one. We're at a weird time. The Cubs they played all week. They had the Monday off, and then they played on Thursday, which is our normal night. So here we are on Friday. Drive time, drive at 5, live drive at 5. Like we're like one of those shows now. And a bunch of Sox fans are getting drunk in the parking lot of their ugly stadium. And really, this is their World Series. But we'll get into that in a little bit, because we're Lil Yumper, the famous Lil Yumper. Tom is going to come on the show tonight, and he actually switched allegiances from being a Cubs fan to the Sox fan because of MAGA Ricketts, which is understandable. But either way, he's going to come on and talk about his new favorite team, the White Sox.
But you know what he couldn't quit? The ranters. Because it's the best damn place to watch baseball on the internet.
Well, Sox fans hate the Cubs, and the ranters pretty much hate the Cubs. Like, we take great joy in ripping on every little thing they do, unless they win the game. If they win the game, then for 5 minutes, we'll be like, great job, boys. And then we're back to what they did wrong.
And I don't think that we hate the Cubs. I really don't. I think we're realistic about the team, and we like the players, and we just hate everyone else. Like all the other, like as soon as you hit rat face that level, it's all garbage. Like nobody like all those people are the people that you don't ever want to be around.
And we'll get into it because we do have some well, you might want to add that to the wheel of grievances because we will be doing some bitch clock later on as well.
Nice.
I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. It's the reason why we're here tonight. If you can support us at Patreon/Bleacher Bunch, that would be greatly appreciated. Join the other super ranters, like especially Blake Beard and Bernie Barron, who give a little bit of extra money because they're loaded. Let's just face it. They're just rich people. They're paying off like the Dickens. It's incredible. No, they believe in what we do here, and they're willing to give us extra money every month. If you have a little extra money of your own every month, we would greatly appreciate it. We will make it work for you in the end with incredible entertainment.
And they also know we love them more. We do. You can buy our love. They've done it.
Yeah,
we love them more. When I die someday, in my eulogy, it'll say, like all the people they like list your whole family. Bernie and Blake are going to be in that.
They'll be in there. Yeah, exactly. Well, they also have the advantage of not needing to buy my undying love and devotion because they are both awesome people as well. So that like works out in their favor. It makes it easier for them to buy my love, or it makes it easier for me. Because sometimes when people try to buy my love and they're horrible people, like I lose out on the money because I just got to go somewhere else. But also in the clutch shirts, Matt Kimmerer's permanent paintings. And I already mentioned Penguin Imprints. Lil Yumper is going to be by in a little bit. Bleacher Bunch is the code you use for 20% off over there, but incredible work that Lil Yumper does at Penguin Imprints. And we thank him for sponsoring the show and Penguin Imprints. But I also want to bring up Obvious Shirts. If you shop there, use code Ranter. You get money off if you use code Ranter. I always forget to say that. Right. I put it in the notes so that I remember to say that.
Well, I think it's because we don't get any money.
No, we do. We do.
I'm kidding. I was kidding.
You don't get any money.
Well, that is very true. That's very true.
Administrative costs, otherwise known as tickets and beer.
Look, trust me. I write contracts all the time, and my goodness, these poor people who have to work the contracts, which I was one, you were one for a long time. It's like you get paid, and they're like, oh, they get paid pretty good. You have no idea how much money that freaking company that's sitting on top doing nothing. They make way more, like 3 times the amount. It's insane.
No.
So it doesn't surprise me that the Son Ranto show has immense overhead.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, just the accountants alone, that you got to pay, you get audited every year. And also, I'm just kidding. The Son Ranto show has never been audited. I think a lot of other things would happen to us first than getting audited. like for example, a raid, maybe.
I don't know. I think we're ripe for auditing because they always audit poor people. They never audit the rich people. They're like, nah, it's too hard to audit them because they'll sue us and it'll just take forever. So we'll just audit these poor people who stiffed us out of like $4,000, and we'll let the rich guy who stiffed us out of like $4 million, we'll let him go.
It'll especially piss them off that we give 10% of the money to the Lost Boys, and it's a charity do-good organization, like, can't have that.
Yeah.
You got to suffer in life.
Well, they'll go after them next. They'll be like, you're giving your money to who?
Follow the paper trail. Kids, helping kids.
That's the headline in the Sun Times is like, podcast brings down charitable organization.
Yeah. And somehow it's bad. I don't know. Or good. In the Clutch is also a sponsor of our show. You can use code Bleacher Bunch for a little money off of there. Just check out those websites if you're looking for a cool gift or a shirt. I mean, they are shows that support us, so we hope that you support them. But especially, you guys are in for a treat tonight. I posted it on the Son Ranto Ranchers page on Facebook, which I know you're not on, so you haven't seen this yet, Cotton. But I tasked Cubstradamus with making the new Fanarchy commercial. I was like, I got a lot on my plate. I had a show opening a Trapdoor on Thursday. I was really busy. I promised Britt at Fanarchy that I'd get the commercial done for today. And and I'm like, Cubstradamus, you got to take something off my plate. You know, you're making videos. So a little later in the show, you're going to see a brand new Fanarchy commercial made by Cubstradamus.
Does Britt know that Fanarchy is going to somehow smell? Like there's going to be smell of app smell.
Smell-o-vision. Yeah, We'll think of it eventually.
He's going to be angry when he finds out how bad it smells. But you know what? Maybe we will talk to Cubstradamus about focusing that smell just on the Mets, because Britt makes me follow the Mets when I don't want to.
There is a way to not say, no, I agree that Britt does make you do that. But there is a way in the app where you can make it so that like you don't have to see Britt crying about the Mets. I am sharing the Fanarchy link. If you are on an iPhone, you got to be on an iPhone. It's iPhone only right now. Download it and follow me there. And it's Fanarchy Friday. I think I like posting over there, just getting used to the app and stuff. So then I can give Britt feedback. And the other cool thing over there is that Britt's partnered with now Billy DeVore.
Nice.
And so Billy is on there. So we're like here's our opportunity to like take over a whole environment before it gets popular in a year or two and kind of decide what the Cubs world looks like in there. You know what I mean? So our public facing Cubs world, it's like, this is our Twitter. Like we could be the big kids on the block. So when people join on, we are the dominant voice. So please join us over there and make sure that the ranters are setting the tone, if you will.
Right. As we should be. We're the smartest, best podcast Cubs fans that there are. So
yeah. Hashtag Chance in the chat. You can win the Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. I opened a show at Trapdoor Theater called La Ball yesterday, and my plan is this weekend to knock out a bunch of these hashtag Chance postcards. And so Dominic, get your mail sack ready because you're going to be delivering some postcards to Iowa. Get ready. Oh no, Dominic says he's officially on vacation. He just got off work. Well, I guess I'll have to wait another week to send the card.
Dominic got out of it. He's just like, nope, on vacation. Dominic's actually going, he's going on a cruise. The boat that he's going on a cruise is the hantavirus boat.
Is it real? Oh, I'm sure they cleaned it. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure. The good news is none of those people are allowed back on for this trip. I think. I don't know. So keep tuned into the Sun Ranto show. We will let you know whether or not Dominic has hantavirus next week.
Yeah, stay tuned. Chris Salato's here saying a hashtag Chance. So is Dominic. Lil Yumper, who will be on later, is here saying hashtag Chance. The JD 131 is here saying that as well. So hashtag Chance in the chat. Brad is here. Mr. Fourth Row.
It's
welcome
awesome.
Everybody. Alex, welcome everybody.
It's Friday. I'm off work. I got a beer. I'm just like, this is good, man. I'm feeling it. I was a little anxious coming in. Not for any reason, but just because I get anxious sometimes for no reason. And sure, I'm like, I'm mellow. I'm feeling good now. I think it's the norovirus that Dominic is going to get. I'm confident.
So we got Unkzuna. I'm texting with him right now, and he's going to be on in a little bit to talk about the Braves and also like little Ronnie Woo Woo news as well this week. And I should mention that Lyle is not here tonight because we don't know why, because we're doing it at a weird time and he'll be like, yeah, I'm in Maine fishing or something like that. We'll find out at some further point what the hell he was doing or not. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody who donated to my GoFundMe and my Facebook fundraiser this week. There were two fundraisers. that I put out there. It's all for my musical, The Game, which I've been working on for quite a few years now. We've had a bunch of readings. I've spent many a morning before work rewriting and composing and getting everything together. And I feel confident that the show is in a good shape, good enough shape now that we could start the march to production. And what I realized is that I need a year lead time. Really, every show does need a year lead time to even just rent the space you're going to do it in. And so there's a lot of money that you need even up front to start the process of putting on a show. And being that I work at a non-for-profit theater, Trapdoor Theater, it makes it so that any donations to the game can be also tax deductible. So I was able to make a GoFundMe that's tax deductible, and also through Facebook's non-for-profit fundraiser capabilities, I was able to make 2 non-for-profits. So thank you for everybody that donated to it. I know you did, Michael. I really appreciate it. It's like I raised nearly $2,000. And I need 3,000 for the deposit for the theater. So, I'll be in the alley behind Sox Park this weekend if getting that extra 1,000 one way or another. You know what I mean? So,
and I know that sounded dirty, but no, he's just going to be letting Sox fans paddle him.
Mm-hmm. Now my butt will be naked, so it is a little bit dirty, but anyway, I really appreciate everybody, and I need a shit ton of money, and of course we'll sell tickets to it and whatnot. Like that's how you get some of the money. But then write grants, and I think I might be able to get a few whales, if you will, that come in and want to invest a little bit more. We'll be making if you want to, for example, if you have a business or something you wanted to advertise in the cool baseball program I'm going to put together, so it looks like a baseball program with a scorecard for
that's actually a really good idea. Yeah,
so if you could advertise in that, that'll help fund everything. And here's the thing, every dime is going to go towards the artist. I'm not taking anything, and I'll probably end up playing guitar and keyboards in the show just to save an extra $1,000. Because I won't pay myself, why would I? But in the end, I really do want to fund all these great artists. And that's the other thing is, like, right now in my life at the couple of different theaters that I work with, Trapdoor Theater and Hell in a Handbag Production, I'm surrounded by incredibly talented people right now. And that is kind of why I'm striking while the iron is hot, because I've already got this thing half cast as well. Right. So I've got the game musical.com where I'll be putting more of the personnel information with bios and things like that, but it's just kind of, I got it set and ready for now. Check it out. And I'm sharing the link to the GoFundMe. I appreciate if you would think even like $5-10 goes. Hey, if 500 people give me $5, that's $2,500. And that pays for 2 actors and a couple of costumes, you know what I mean? So thank you to everybody, and I just appreciate you. I freaking love the ranters, and just thank you. I don't know what else to say. It's always awkward to say thank you, so I just go ma,
yeah.
ma, I love you. So without further ado, I would like to bring on our first guest of the show, and that is famed Braves fan and all around great guy. We had a chance to meet last year, and he's been on the Sun Ranto show before, but here he is, Unkzuna. Unk, welcome.
Hey,
how's it going, Unk?
Pretty good. Headed to the game.
Headed to the game today. Who do the Braves have after the Cubs? I don't even know.
We got a little team up there that they tried to throw a tea party once, so I think they call Boston.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's rivalry weekend.
So is there really a rivalry between the Red Sox and the Braves just because the Braves used to play in Boston? Is that the idea?
That doesn't make sense to me, because if that's the case, why not the Brewers? I think that's a better rivalry than Boston. Like, we played in both cities. I don't get it. Honestly, the rivalry for me would be the Phillies.
Right.
Because of the actual division, and they have them going with the Mets, probably just because of the proximity between Philadelphia and the Yankees
are playing the Mets today. So
yeah, the Yankees play the Mets. The
Yes, Subway
Phillies.
Series.
Oh, they play the Pirates for their rivalry.
Yeah.
And we got the
Right.
White Sox and everything. So you're heading to the game. So were you at some of these games between the Cubs and the Braves this week?
Every game. Right next to the dugout.
And
Nope.
Braves take 2 or 3. You
Mhm.
have the best team in baseball right now. A lot of the guys that have been injured for years are back and performing well. And isn't it crazy that the only game the Cubs are able to take is the one against Chris Sale?
Yeah, I mean, I respect it. You know, I was just a little pissed that it was the game that Chris Sale pitched. It's like, hey, my boy Grant, I love him to death. We're good friends, but I'd rather you take that one than the one from Sales. You know, he's about to be a Hall of Famer. Like, we already know that.
Yeah.
And then to have our shortstop botch that play and throw it to Lake Lanier, that's a lake down here. The way he throwed it and sailed it away, man, that was just killer.
Yeah,
Hard fought game.
Ha-Sung Kim, and that was really the game right there, except for
That started it. Yeah, because that could have been a double play, and then we could have grounded out, got a ground out, and been out of it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I speaking of Ha-Sung Kim, I have a question. And as a Braves fan, you may know this answer because I have no clue. Why do so many of the Braves players have extra stuff on their jersey? Michael Harris has the 2 because there's only one Michael Harris on the team. I don't think you need to differentiate him. Ha-Sung Kim has HS Kim as if there might be another Kim that would take his jersey. And I watch these things, and I've seen this over the years, like lots of juniors, lots of 2s, just weird things. And I don't know that I ever
bothers Michael. He's very persnickety about
Well,
these things.
Yeah, I don't think I see it in other teams for the most part.
Acuna's dad played, remember? So Ronald Acuna Jr.
Mhm.
I'm a third. I'm also not playing Major League Baseball. But when you think of Harris, he is the second. His dad, they call him 1, even though he's the first. And then, he just had a son a couple weeks ago, so he's Trey. So just to differentiate, because what if his son ends up coming into the league one day? I'll be old man by then.
I guess that's the thing that gets me is I just don't understand why it's
a Southern
Ken
thing.
Griffey
It's like
Jr.
I'm third.
Yeah, but Ken Griffey Jr. was playing literally the same time as his father,
right?
So that makes sense to me,
of course.
But these guys are totally different eras, and I'm just I don't know.
But it's technically legally your name. Like, I'm a third, so when I throw my signature, I put the third on there. Roman
It
numerals.
was cool too. Yeah, I always.
Did you do that on your Little League jerseys too?
Yes.
They're like, hey, he's a third.
Well, there's something different, I think, with Korean names that I think that the surname is first.
Yeah, that's the indicator.
Like
yeah,
I feel like it's in a different order. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I think that might be why. But then, but it is not anglicized, But HS Kim makes me think of the H and HS Pinafore or something like that.
Right,
I expect him to start singing Modern Major General or something like that from Gilbert and Sullivan.
I'm not as versed, so let's talk about Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah.
So why is it Crow Armstrong instead of Armstrong or Crow?
I honestly, that's my question too. But apparently, that is his actual name. Can you imagine having to write all of that every single time?
Imagine being first grade. It's like, hey, spell your last name. It's like, oh my gosh, we use half of the alphabet.
Yeah, Ha-Sung Kim is sitting there Kim. Yeah. Take that, Pete. Yeah. And Pete's like, oh, my hand hurts.
So, when we talked last year, when you visited Wrigley Field, you went and visited our good friend, mutual friend, Ronnie Woo Woo, who was, I know, a big inspiration to you and kind of how you operate as a Brave super fan, and seeing that, Ronnie was doing it for so long. I was wondering if you could talk about Ronnie's influence on kind of what you do as being in there every day.
All right. So it's been last year, it blew up a lot. I've been doing it for over a decade. He's been doing it for multiple decades, about 60 years. I never realized how much we were similar as far as our fan involvement and the things that we do around the stadium. With me, it's more modern. There's social media. I do a lot of charity work, but to see the impact that it has, like literally, I was just walk down the street. I came to talk to some people up here about some business, and I had a couple hundred people stop me, just like, "Hey, can we get a picture? You going to the game? Where you sitting?" I'm like, okay, it's a little overwhelming, and then it's sort of like it gets crazy. But just to know what he dealt with and dealing with now, and a new era of the same thing, he impacted me so much, and see that through his impact, I'm impacting people.
I got some pictures I'm going to put up of you guys. There you are visiting Ronnie last
Yeah.
year. Janet sent that to me, and you guys are chopping it up, and you got a Ronnie Woo Woo bobblehead in your hands
Right.
there, and
I have a bobblehead now.
that's so
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
There's you and me out in
Right.
front of Wrigley Field, and I can totally concur with what Unc is saying, that we're just sitting there standing on the street corner. All these people cut up, Unkzuna, can I get a picture? It just kept interrupting us. We couldn't have a full-on conversation because people
Right.
kept coming in.
Or they were trying to let me in Wrigley, like the players' interest is on the side, and they weren't joking. I was like, no. I'm not here to have a player. So,
I will say Ronnie Woo Woo probably had it a little bit easier just because the Cubs were terrible for so long. So like it took a lot longer for him to really reach that stratosphere in like 98 to 2003. That era is when he really blew up.
It depends on which way you look at it.
Yeah. So I'm just saying he had a little more runway, I think, and you kind of got dropped in the deep end with the Braves winning the World Series a few years ago.
Right. But I was doing it before that. But the thing that was different for me is Ronnie was able to be his own individual from the jump. Like Ronnie was around before there was ever like the mascot. So we can say that little green thing up there in Philly wasn't around before they reached out. Ronnie was a staple. I met Ronnie, like I said, as a kid. So for me, the difference is I was wearing a full uniform, taking pictures with whoever wanted to, but mainly kids. But then when Unkzuna came on the team and he threw me an armband, everybody looked at me and said, I look like Unkzuna. I don't think I look like Unkzuna. So then last year they blew it up even more when I caught the foul ball, and then he walked it off. And then that's when it just really just took all the way off, had millions of views in one day. And it's like, I never wanted to be associated with a player.
Right.
Now he's traded. I literally heard this. It's annoying to hear. Why are you still here? Should you be in Pittsburgh or here? I've been a fan of the Braves my whole life. Like I've been to Fulton County, every stadium, all three stadiums that been here. I've been there on the field, been out with Hank. Hank was like a father figure, almost like a godfather. My dad was friends with him. So I got to do something that a lot of people haven't. So it's just, I never want to be associated with a player because I know when the trade comes, all these questions, like I'm getting pressed harder than they do in a press conference. So I was always just Unc. And then it's like, oh, you look like Unkzuna. So you're faux Zuna. So that's like fake Unkzuna. You imagine somebody calling you fake all day? So it's like, no, I'm just Unc. And they're like, well, you look Unkzuna. I say, all right, I'll be Unkzuna. Take off the O. But now it's been clarified, and people that know me forever finally telling other people, he's just a super fan. He's Unc. So when I go to the stadium, soon I pull up in his battery in a couple minutes, everybody gonna come up, hey, Unc, how you doing, Unc? All right, and I'm gonna go around with my tomahawk, and we go marching into the stadium.
So they let you bring that tomahawk in there, huh? Like, I don't know if they would let you in to Wrigley with that thing. It's foam, right? That's not.
You know what's funny about that? You said they won't let me in, but guess where the team got their tomahawk bats from? Those are my bats that the Braves use in the dugout.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So it would be weird for them. Like, number one, out of respect, I don't bring it. And number two, you're telling me I can't do something, but the team are literally using my tomahawk bats. So you watch our home run celebrations. We got in trouble for the big hat because of New Era. So I was like, well, what can we do? Tama bat.
Tama bat.
Yes.
Like
What could the Cubs do? We don't really have anything because we got a bear logo. It's like there's not,
bear trap.
bear
I'm going
trap.
with bear trap. Just a
Nah.
giant
But
bear
no,
trap.
but that would be weird. So you would celebrate a home run and have a fake bear trap on your leg, like
Yeah, it would be
on
weird,
the bat. I guess you can put a bear trap on the bat. So if I make that, you got to remember where it came from. If I
Bear
put a bear
trap
trap on the bat and make that y'all home run celebration, you got to remember Unc came up with that.
Well, I feel like bear trap is actually anti-Cub. I feel like it would be something that the other teams would employ against us. So
No, if your home run bat like a bear trap, I don't know. You're right. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm
we could
I'm
be
thinking about
we could turn the tables, like the bear turned like, oh, whatever, hunter, like catch the hunter in the trap.
We had a rat on the field not too long ago. Maybe we just do a rat
Yeah.
trap bat.
Yeah, that freaked out the Phillies. Yeah, my arch nemesis, they were freaked out about that rat.
It was hilarious. I watched that thing. We noticed in the bleachers before anybody. And I mean, that's how big that rat was. Because we're all
from the bleachers
by home plate. We're in the bleachers. We saw that rat running around, and it went right in the ball bag. It was like, oh,
It was
Yeah,
like a
but
large cat. Yeah.
Yeah, they were running around like pansies in the dugout though, like somebody was playing hot foot with them. So
yeah.
that was the funniest thing to me.
It is funny that just like a week later you get hantavirus, also caused by rats. Like, who knows? Maybe the Phillies are in some sort of incubation period right now.
Yeah.
Could
I
be.
mean, if you look at their record, I would say that.
Yeah. Based on their record, they are ill.
Look at their record. They're definitely hibernating somewhere.
That's hilarious. So we will from now on refer to you as Unk.
Okay,
we
cool.
will
Just
drop
straight
we
up
will drop the Zuna on it. But so the Braves are a good team this year. I mean, we ran into your offense was super potent. It looks like you're just going to run away with the East right now. How are you feeling about the outlook of the team? I mean, by the way I saw it, it looks good. I mean, are you feeling confident?
Man, confident not even the word. You gotta understand, we hadn't lost but one series. Like, name another team that can say they went this far into the season and only lost one series.
And wasn't that the very first series?
No, we lost to the was it Arizona? No, Seattle.
Oh, okay.
That's
For some
the
reason,
only
I was
series.
thinking it was just that first series that you lost and you've been winning ever since.
No, we won the first series. We hadn't lost a series. We won with the first 10, 11 series. And then we lost that one. And it was like, well, it is what it is. And we come right back, storming back. It's like, we don't care. With our new head coach, you got to understand, like, I think y'all know from meeting me, I know all the coaches and all the players. Like, I hang out with the coaches after the games. We go out. We're not going to talk about that. But we go places. I hang with the boys. We go hunting. I see the difference in this team. Like, cool. Our old skipper, he's cool. I've known him for forever. But the chemistry of having somebody that's going to have your back. Like, think about it. Our coach went out and tackled the guy that won the World Series for us. We're still trying to find that ball. It's floating somewhere in outer space. He tackled him just to save the team. Like, show me another coach that's ever done that.
Let me just say, that was a good tackle, too.
Oh,
great
form tackle.
Great
the
form,
Bears could use them.
Down.
The Bears could use them. The Falcons. Draft. I know the draft just passed, but come on, let's open it back up. We got a position open. Like, as a Mike linebacker, could you imagine him calling the plays on defense?
Yeah. They don't do a thing in the NFL like the opening pitch, right? They don't do something like that, but it would be pretty awesome if they brought the Atlanta manager out to tackle somebody to start a game. Maybe whoever's singing the national anthem.
I'm on the fan
club.
club.
With the national anthem, he just tackles him down.
You're talking to the right person. I'm gonna make that happen.
Nice. It'd be amazing.
The opening tackle.
Right. So
make it a thing. The opening tackle where you bring somebody out and they get to tackle, I don't know, the mascot or something.
No, I don't. You can't tackle your own mascot.
To tackle the other mascot, have somebody dressed like the other mascot, like some really cheesy cheapo, just a dude with the cheese head, right? like a Packers fan with the cheese head, and then he gets tackled and everybody's happy.
Well,
I can see that. We'll work it out. I'll talk to marketing this week. Like I said, I'm in the fan club there. I sit right next to I sit right above the opposing team's locker room. So their entrance is right up underneath us. So it's called Dirty Birds there. So yeah, we can figure it out. We normally make piñatas and stuff, so we'll figure something out. Maybe he can come bust a piñata or whatever.
Bring a baseball bat. Bring your Tama bat.
Yeah, bring the.
Hey, which one should I bring? I got like 20 of them.
Yeah, bring that and hack up a piñata.
That sounds good.
I did feel like this series, it was played pretty tight. It felt sort of playoff baseball-y. I was like, this could definitely be a preview of something we see in the NLCS even, if both teams get that far. It's like Cubs and Braves pretty evenly matched. Nobody really ran away with these games. Cubs bats kind of disappeared. And then the last one was 2-zip. Everything, both games were close. Both games were winnable for both teams. And it just felt like, okay, now we've met our matches in a way.
And for you to say that, I want to say this. I have full respect for the Cubs, every team. I thought the Cubs fans thought they were going to come down to Atlanta and just run us over. So they had a great turnout. And I was like, okay, we're just as good. Like, we're not out here playing pansy baseball. And I think that first game really showed that. And then by the last game, the second game, when you left your starter out there for 8 2/3, and we were trying to do the same thing because now we're having that same battle. You went to the bullpen first and went through 4 pitchers the second game, and then we did it the third game. So it's like, how do you line it up to win? But at the end of the day, records count, but divisional record counts even more. So I think a lot of people learn something like, okay, the Cubs are not nothing to play with. The Braves aren't anything to play with.
Well,
you want to play us?
Yeah, those Cubs fans. I mean, Cubs fans show up everywhere. Like,
of course.
It's always like they're really well traveled. But then, they're coming off of a 10-game winning streak, and they didn't lose. It was the Rangers. Wait, no, the Rangers didn't beat them. No, that was their first. No, the Rangers. They lost their last one to the Rangers, I think. So they had a 10-game winning streak.
They won the first. They lost 2 or 3 to both the Rangers and the Braves. They won the first one against the Rangers, and then they won the last one against the Braves. So they basically bookended the road trip and went 2 and 4.
Yeah, that was rough. But the Cubs had those 2 10-game winning streaks. People were really high going into the Atlanta series, and Atlanta is honestly the best team. I mean, outside of maybe the Dodgers, but I think they're the best team.
We gotta stop bringing the Dodgers up.
I'm just saying that the Cubs have played this year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think there's an argument that you could say Atlanta was the best team that they played. I'm just saying, of the teams the Cubs have played, like, it's literally the Dodgers, the Padres, and Atlanta. Those are the 3 teams that they've actually played that are really good, and they performed well against the Padres and went 1 and 2 against the Dodgers and 1 and 2 against the Braves.
All right. Well, you saw. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Braves are the only team with 30 wins right now in the major leagues. They are the best team, and it's by a couple of games because
the power rankings, they always want to throw the Dodgers up there. We're not talking about the highest who has to pay out the most money. Like, you with the lineup that like the Dodgers have, you would expect for them to be the number 1 team. But money and time, like, a lot of people don't realize this. True baseball fans understand this. Yes, back in the day, players played longer, but the quality of baseball was smaller. And now more kids play baseball, and you got these arms out here. They don't care about throwing their arm out because they don't want to give you 5 to 6 years. It's just like a running back in the NFL. You get 3-4 years, you had a great career. You did anything like Emmitt Smith, you were just that guy. So now everything's more condensed. Like, y'all's closer throwing 101 last night had us looking silly. A couple of our guys, like, they were just throwing the bat out there, not even paying attention. Just like, okay, like he's moving his arm. But yeah, with current baseball, it's a lot tougher. These kids are younger. There's no 5 years in the minor leagues to develop. Get your pitch count up. No.
Oh, and
10 years
in the Cubs minor league system, you'll be there for 9-10 years before they trade you to somebody else, and you finally get a chance, or you just come up and ride the pine and get to see beautiful Wrigley Field like a tourist.
Atlanta's good with their system. Atlanta's good about bringing people up and then actually extending guys when they're young. You know, Atlanta's been very good. I mean, honestly, a lot of the league is starting to do this because Atlanta started it.
Right. Who okay, all I know is the Iowa Cubs. So help me out here. Who are your other 2 teams or 3 teams? I know you got 2 single A teams, high and low A.
Tennessee, Myrtle Beach, and South Bend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know y'all follow me. You see, I have a uniform for every team. Every year I get new uniforms because I go to all the games. So any given off day, I'm at some stadium. So I get to see these guys develop, take them out to eat, run some drills with them sometimes. Yeah, my big butt's out there running drills. So I get to go out here and see these guys develop. And I understand, like, okay, when I say Owen Murphy, that's from Illinois, he's going to be a Brave. In a couple years, he's going to be starting. I get the chance to watch the development.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of people don't get a chance to do that. And now that all the teams are in Georgia are on the borderline because our Augusta team is in North Augusta, even though it's right across the river. So, but anyway, it's in South Carolina and would be in Georgia. But I get the chance to go watch these guys play and watch them come up. And I'm like, okay, he's going to make it or he's going to get traded. We go bring him up. He might get DFA after too many options.
Yeah,
Ronnie Woo actually ran drills with the 70s and 80s Cubs, which is why they were actually so terrible, because they were listening to him. He didn't really know anything about how to play, so it was a disaster. That's where you guys separate out there.
Yeah, because my high school's in the state championship game this week, so I'm out here doing that. But
that is really interesting what you just said though about just all Atlanta's minor league teams being within like just a quick drive really of Atlanta. Like that's, I mean, I know the AAA team is basically in Atlanta, right? So like
with Atlanta traffic, it's an hour drive, but at night it's like a 15-minute drive. But yeah, we had you probably know about everything. Well, we had Durham Bulls. They made the Durham Bulls Durham movie about the Braves and Eastbound and Down. But the Braves AA team is the newest one to finally come to Georgia, because we had the Red Sticks here for a long time. That was the Boston team, but they were in Mississippi, the Braves. And they moved from Pearl down to Atlanta last year. And that was the best thing, because I got tired of going all over to Pearl to watch AA baseball. So now, like next weekend, I'll be there, out there full uniform, supporting the boys with the Clean Stones. But yeah, that's so amazing. I wish every team could do that. Find some type of metro area that's big enough to support a minor league team. The crazy thing is the Columbus team, out of all 3, probably has the most fans.
Yeah. Wow.
So you know how you go to minor league games, you may see 50 people there, and we don't have those maybe kids that are related to the players and their wives. Columbus, they're putting about 4,000 people in there at night.
I think the same might be true for the Cubs. Like, surprisingly, if I were to tell you that the single A teams, the South Bend Cubs, probably have, I don't know if they have the most fans, but they've invested the most into that ballpark. They've invested the most into making a great fan-friendly experience downtown South Bend. They're trying to build up the whole scene, bring restaurants and other business into the area, and it makes a difference. Like you say, like a big enough metro area that can support a team. And if you can do that, then you could have a successful business, and it can only benefit the players as they get to play on a bigger stage.
Right. And, they need that. If you go to college and you're used to seeing 5,000 people, you go to 500 and you get the call tonight that you got to go play in Tampa. Well, Tampa might be the wrong place to talk about, but a bigger market.
In Tampa, yeah, they're just like, where is everybody?
It's a huge market of Yankee and Met fans. Is pretty much really what you get in
Tiebreaker field, but that's the minor leagues. Well, I guess you can say the little whatever. We'll get in that later. We don't care about those guys.
But no, Unc, it's great to have you on the show. And I'm looking at the schedule here, and I see that we don't play each other again
Till September.
until September at Wrigley. So hopefully we'll see you back in Chicago.
You know I'll be there, and you better tell Clark I'm looking for him. I've been trying to get a picture with Clark. He came down here for the All-Star game. I took a picture with every mascot but Clark. And I went to the draft, and I know you saw me on TV. I was supposed to be right up front and moving back a couple rows. And I see Clark, and I'm like, Clark, it's me. Please come over here. And he never came.
Wow, Clark. That breaking news.
Well,
yeah,
Clark
I came
Cub
to the
is
game
ducking
last year when you played Philly. Remember when you played Philly and they gave out Clark the Bear?
yeah,
I was there, and remember I was in the full umpire uniform.
yeah, I do recall the umpire uniform. That was awesome.
I had just left the draft in Green Bay, took the Amtrak down, and came to the Cubs game just because I wanted Clark the Bear's bobblehead.
And,
wow.
Well, I can guarantee you, because I am familiar with some of Clark's people, and I will make sure that when you come in September, you got to remind me. But I will absolutely make sure that you and Clark get some FaceTime together. And
right.
he'll be around. We'll just find out where he is. We'll make sure you guys can get a good selfie. Even though Clark, Clark and I, we have a bit of a sordid history. Him and I. Just because, I have criticized his lack of pants wearing in the past, and
you weren't the one that put him on the news, right?
I celebrated it though very heartily.
Yes,
I mean Blooper doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, but Blooper, what is Blooper? I mean, is it really pornographic? I mean, I don't even know that Blooper has genitals.
All right, for anybody watching that wants to know what Blooper is.
Yeah, what the hell is he?
Blooper was a fan-created character made by kids. So they had a science experiment, and he came out of a booth, and it was what the kids made. They wanted him to be furry, big stomach, ears that did, the balloon thing, all that. The kids made him. So he wasn't meant to look like an animal or anything. It was a mistake that the kids made.
Nice. So he's a science experiment.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look it up, you'll see where he came out in the battery, and the scientist was mixing all this stuff up, and then boom, there's Blooper.
And and the problem with Clark, he's just a pantsless bear, which technically in the wild,
he's a cub.
Pants.
Yeah.
You gotta. I know a cub is a bear, but you still gotta keep the two apart. The cub, the bears, yeah.
I know it confuses everybody here, but it does. The odd man out is the White Sox that we face tonight, because they have literally an Oscar the Grouch Booger looking mascot. I don't know if you know, if you must be familiar with
Southside. Yeah, Southpaw. Yeah, I went up to this little lair. It's like 2 layers up there for the kids. It's like you can't come up here unless you got a kid. Like I just want to see the mascot. Like I'm cool with the person,
Right.
So I know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's bad enough that the mascot has a lair. Nothing good ever happens in a lair. You know what I mean?
He has top-notch security. Like you can't even get up there. It's like you got a kid. Like, all right, this sounds crazy, but I know the mascot. I just want to go say what's up. I'm walking up, coming down.
Well, Sox fans aren't known for their being polite to green things.
we actually have a Sox fan in the green room hearing Danny talk trash right now, because when we come back from the break, he's going to be on here. So,
well, I know you got a game to get to, so we'll let you head out, and we'll definitely catch up again in the future. But I really appreciate everything you do. You bring life to the ballpark. You're a cool guy, and you love baseball. You're totally our kind of people. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Hey, I gotta do it one time for Ronnie. Ronnie, woo! Ronnie, woo!
Ronnie, woo! So, well, thanks for being here, Unc, and we'll see you when we see you next in
September.
Next time.
All right,
September.
Peace. Man, I love that guy.
Oh yeah, he's so nice. He's just got it all going on. Good attitude, like fun to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really kind of what it's all about. If you think about like the history of baseball and how it was in the 50s, and you had like the Brooklyn fans, and they bring all these instruments to the ballpark, and the fans were allowed to like kind of make a show for themselves. And you've had these super fans throughout history, but of course in the digital age it's going to take on a little bit of a different quality at this point.
Right.
But anyway, just a few things before we just take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll have Lil Yumper on to talk about the White Sox. But I just wanted to point out that the 2 games the Cubs did win this week, they were pitched by Five Finger Brown.
Five Finger Brown.
And he went out there and he was the last on the list. The last guy that the Cubs wanted to give a chance to start a game. They had given up on him. Given up. They're like, you're in the bullpen. Maybe you're a closer. You don't have the stuff, kid. Instead, he comes back with a third pitch. It is wipeout off speed pitch that has the guy swinging like Bugs Bunny. He's striking out the freaking world. He had the Braves, twisting themselves in knots as the ball like killed worms laying in the dirt, there as it smashed into the ground in front of home plate. It was incredible. And without that performance, we do not beat Chris Sale with our little nickel dime singles that they scratch across the run with the mistake error by Ha-Seong Kim and all that stuff. And, Ian Happ did like put the game away, whatever, with a home run at the end. But without the performance of Ben Brown and giving up 0 runs, we get swept by the Braves. Yeah. And we might get swept by the Rangers, but that was before the bats absolutely freaking just died.
Yeah. Ben Brown has been great. I've talked about it in the throws and blows, like that, he hasn't been in the blows. Like everybody's though, like the people who aren't paying attention, but they're on social media talking about the team anyway, still think he's given up a home run every time he sees a batter. Like, I swear they have no clue what has happened in the last like month and a half. Another one of the big things for me though, like I love seeing Ben Brown getting his opportunity, but it does raise a question. What happened with Assad? Because like you said, they gave Assad the start before they gave Ben Brown. They didn't want to give Brown the start. They gave it to Assad. Assad came up. He had a good game. I think he had a good game and a bad game, but now like we hardly ever even see him.
Well, I want to say what was in that Texas game? Was that the piggyback game? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. Assad did not start that game, but he ended up in that game. Ended up with the win. So it was, this was the Brown to Rollison in the middle, and it did not go well. It just it was the ass wiping hand. Obviously, it was the
mistake by Craig. He had a plan to go Brown to Assad, but then because there was a couple of lefties showing up,
and wait, hold on.
Now the most important thing in baseball is the hand you wipe your butt with.
Exactly.
Just needed that drop. Yeah.
Yeah. And they brought in Rollison, and look, Rollison has been good, but I really believe Rollison has, he has like closer mentality. And if the game is not like insanely high leverage, it seems like it's hard for him to pay attention.
I think that we have not seen enough of Ryan Rollison for you to make that determination.
No. I'm not saying he is a closer. Right. I'm saying his brain works in a way like a closer, right? So like when he comes in and the game is tight and he's got to be on it, then he's good. But when he comes in and he's got a lead and it's the 6th inning and it's not like a big deal. Like he struggled in that situation.
I'm not even sure Ryan Rollison's on the team anymore. Like, we might have seen the last of Ryan Rollison as soon as like somebody manages to get healthy again,
I had never heard of Ryan Rollison prior to him showing up one night and absolutely obliterating 6 batters in a row or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, who's this guy? Yeah. I'm just saying, I think Ryan Rollison you got to know you guys. And I think Craig doesn't know him, which
I think
Craig should know his guys better than we know him. And I don't think he does.
The point being, they did do a Brown to Assad piggyback. So that might have been about the last time we saw Assad. He might have had some games.
We may have seen him one time since then, but that was like 6 games ago, and they're just not giving him any work, which that's what I'm wondering about. Like, I wonder what's going on.
Well, he was hurt. Maybe there's like one of those things, but then at that point, or
Craig still thinks that he went to Assad in that inning that Rollison screwed up. He's like, well, no, I went to Assad there. Right. And his pitching, Hadavi's like, no, we went to Rollison. Assad. No, Craig. It was Rollison. Yeah, I had a plan to go to Assad, so I'm pretty sure it was his fault.
No, well, butt wiping hand is the most important thing in baseball. So I just wanted to point out that freaking Ben Brown is taking the ball and running with. We needed somebody to step up, and he freaking did. So I just didn't want to let that first half of the show go without pointing out how awesome he was.
I like how Terry says Rollison is what he meant. Rollison is more of a fulcrum than a lever.
And then, is there anything else I wanted to bring? Oh yeah, Dansby Swanson needs a DH, and that's all I have to say about it. He hits like a pitcher. Just have the pitchers hit. Have Ryan Rollison go up there and take a few swings. It couldn't go any worse than it does with Dansby Swanson, who's now batting like 180. It's well under 200 at this point. Like it's just getting to the point of unplayable, and the man won't take a day off. I'm not saying shit about his defense. He's absolutely incredible. But if you want a really good defense still, and you know how I feel about Matt Shaw. I think he's a freaking idiot, but he certainly can play second base. And freaking Nico Hunter certainly can play gold glove caliber shortstop, especially after he gets some chance. I don't know why Dansby Swanson gets to go out there every day, except for the fact that he makes one amazing play per game that saves a hit.
Yeah,
that's it. No, that's what he does.
Normally they say hit well enough to overcome whatever you do in the field, right? Like if you make an error and give up a run, go out there and hit a home run or drive in some, and then it's no big deal. But you can't do that the opposite direction. Like you really can't.
Well, then there's a million of those guys. There's a million no-hit good field dudes, like especially at the shortstop position. I would. Who's the guy that just had the big hitting streak for the Diamondbacks? That was on the Cubs. Whatever his name was.
Why? Yeah,
Ildemaro Vargas.
Yeah, Ildemaro Vargas.
Yeah, he's just like a slick glove, can't hit. No, apparently he can hit. So before we go to break, I do want to mention that we talked a little bit about Ronnie Woo Woo, and this last Friday, right after we did our show, the day after, he got to meet Sammy Sosa. Our friend Janet drove him out there to see Sammy, and I just want to put up this picture of him and Sammy, and there's Janet. I don't know who the other woman is. I'm not sure. But I just want to show you this video, this is Sammy and Woo meeting. I tweeted this out. I put it on all my socials, on TikTok, all that stuff. People just absolutely loved it. There's a couple trash talkers in there, but there always are just online. But you got to see this video of Woo and Sammy meeting again.
The best part is that he starts to do the woo, and Sammy is like trying to talk to him, and Ronnie just keeps going.
Yeah, exactly. Ronnie keeps going, and Sosa's just like he's holding his hand and just kind of like, okay, buddy, okay, but now it's now that but that was not the end. There were two videos that Janet sent to me, and the other one I didn't tweet out because it's the end of that exchange right before Sammy left, and it just Ronnie did keep going. Check this out.
Sammy's like, I think I got somewhere to be.
Yeah, this is 18 minutes later, by the way. You know that Sammy. He's like, listen, I really got to use the bathroom, Sammy, or I mean, Ronnie.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so funny. Yeah. And I will say, you know, that 98 to 2003 run for the Cubs, Sammy was huge and Ronnie was huge in the bleachers out there doing exactly what he did right there. Just, you know, Cubs, woo, Sammy, woo. Like that's
his thing.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Show me your silhouette and we'll take a break. Bring on Lil Yumper. And
all right. So this is an older card. And you can see that there's a little drawing of a pitcher down there in the corner because it's a pitcher. Not much to tell from anything else. Like it just looks old. So the clue that I have for the listeners and for everybody, the White Sox traded him to the Cubs for a third baseman. And it was a trade that both teams lost.
I think I know who it is. Actually, now that just the fact that you brought a White Sox guy in here. So I'm gonna play first this brand new. Well, actually, I'll do our normal commercials and then we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. And I think I've got to preface this Cubstradamus commercial for Fanarchy in a moment, but here we go. Please subscribe to us at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. It's really how we keep the lights on here at the podcast. I appreciate all of you guys that already do it. And we'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dumb crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch.
In the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code BleacherBunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch. In the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Hey there, as you can see, I'm a talking penguin. No, I'm not like the Batman kind of penguin or Ron Say or that dumb fuck Happy Feet. No, I'm the spokes penguin for Penguin Imprints, who makes awesome imprinted items with original designs. And they do custom stuff too. Why, check this out. And this. How do you like this, Chicago? And I love this one. And this might sound a little weird coming from a penguin, but fuck ice indeed. Penguin Imprints also makes custom t-shirts and stickers for your event or organization. And because they're sponsors, listeners of the Bleacher Bunch Network can get 20% off any order at penguinimprints.com with the code BleacherBunch. Okay, that's enough about Penguin Imprints. Now I gotta go find that little bitch Happy Feet and put his smirking beak on the other side of his head. I hate that fucker. But man, do I love Penguin Imprints.
We are back, and who the hell is that cubby?
Well, only one person guessed, and it was Yumper, and he started with Fergie, but then he realized after I said it.
Well, there is
it was,
one more correct answer.
It was Steve Stone. Oh yeah, Toad D&D writes Playgirl model.
Exactly,
and that is Steve Stone, or is the Bleacher Bum Band does Steve Stoned.
I want to get Steve stoned.
Yeah,
I should play that at the end of the show.
And so when I said the trade, so the White Sox traded the Cubs, Steve Stone, to get Ron Santo in the final year of Ron Santo's career.
Isn't that crazy?
It's weird. Like, people don't realize that Santo ever played anywhere except for it on the north side. But yeah, he went one season to the south side, and he hated it so much he quit. He quit playing baseball.
Understandable. Understandable. Who would want to wear those like weird collars and those short pants? It was ridiculous.
Now,
showers in center field. What the hell are they doing up down there? It's absolutely insane.
So it didn't work out for them. But then Steve Stone with the Cubs really didn't work out either. He had an ERA plus with the Cubs under 100 every single season. And what's crazy, this is the weirdest thing about Steve Stone that I needed to bring up. He only has 3 seasons in his entire career that he was above a 100 ERA plus, right? 1980, it was his 10th year in the league. He won the Cy Young.
What did he have? 20 wins or something?
20, he had 25 wins.
Yeah, that's because he had Eddie Murray freaking hitting dogs during the game.
But
for the Orioles.
It was 10 wins more than he had ever had, than his best season. It was 10 wins more than his best season.
Earl Weaver.
Yeah. And it was just crazy. It was his best ERA, just out of the blue when he was 32 years old. He just had the season of his life, won the Cy Young the next year. And by the way, this is when he was with Baltimore, because the White Sox tried him out twice and he wasn't any good. The Cubs had him for a minute. That's
what I'm saying. Baltimore was good. They had Eddie Murray. They had Al Bunbury. They had freaking Cal Ripken or whatever. I don't know. Well, actually, maybe Cal Ripken wasn't there yet.
Yeah. But then 1981 was his final season, and he was terrible. That was his worst year. So he went from Cy Young, greatest season of his career, to the next year, the worst season of his career statistically, and then he just quit.
Tom Cooper
wild
writing in the Baltimore Orioles staff was stacked back then. Yeah, I believe Dennis Martinez was on that team, Jim Palmer. Yeah, they were good.
It's just amazing when I had no idea. I knew he had won a Cy Young. I just always assumed
that he sucked all the other years except for the Cy Young year.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm like, oh, he won a Cy Young. He must have been a pretty good pitcher for the most part. No, he should have been a journeyman. He should have been on like 12 different teams. He should have been.
Kind of was.
Yeah. And then, no, just he had Baltimore and it all worked for him for one season.
So a little bit later in the show, we're going to have a brand new commercial from Cubstradamus. I'm really dreading it, showing it to you guys, because it's just more of an opportunity for his robe to fly open and show you everything like Clark. But I do want to bring on our friend and sponsor of the show with Penguin Imprints and Sox fan, Lil Yumper. I didn't mean to say it like that, but I really did. I was like Sox fan, but I had a little gas bubble, so it came out weird.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure he did the whole time, complaining about our uniforms and God knows what else.
Yeah.
The past 20 minutes.
I mean, come on. Nobody complains about the uniforms more than the White Sox players themselves. You got Chris Sale, who we just faced against the Braves. He's like cutting it up before a game because he can't stand it so much. And wearing shorts in baseball, you're just going to end up ripping up your legs and showing everybody your freaking strawberries all over your knees.
We could come out like Carlos Zambrano with our belt in our hand, to try to attack players with it. So
that is, I believe we're getting. One second, Yump. I think we're getting like you're coming in hot or something like this. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you're a little bit hot if you turn it down
or move your mic. It just sounds like a little blown out. Is what it is. But
what about now?
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, so far. Yeah.
But I want everybody to just understand, and I want to put this out on Front Street. Yumper owns and runs Penguin Imprints. He sponsors this show. And the Son Ranto show will 100% sell out and allow you to come talk trash about our team and support your team if you just give us money and support us on the show.
Yeah, and
we
fans
will
of all
sell out
teams
and let you do it.
Yeah. So now the White Sox, we got to say that the White Sox have had a surprisingly good start to the year. But when I dug in on the numbers, you really haven't faced a lot of teams over 500 so far this year. Only 12 of the games. You're 4-8 in those games against teams above 500. But it's got to be kind of fun to have a chance in the poverty AL Central.
Yes, actually it is. Past 3 years, the Sox, I think, were already in the 40s or 50s before they got their 20th win. So it was kind of nice to even break even at that 20 and 20 and then go 21-20. So fun times on the South Side.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing this confidence amongst Sox fans too. Like I'm getting a lot of trash talking. Like Bleacher Jeff is obviously getting destroyed on a daily basis on the South Side. By the Southsiders, Crawley catching strays. Like the Sox fans are feeling themselves. They got the pitchforks out. Tickets are expensive tonight down at whatever they call it. And the rate, which is better than guaranteed rate. I will give it that, but it still has nothing to do with baseball.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I preferred guaranteed rate because we could call it the great. Now that it's just the rate, G rate. Yeah, there was all sorts of good things to do with great. Now it's just the rate, and it's like,
I just call it Sox Park. Even when I was a Cubs fan, I call it Sox Park. I know you call it a mall, Cotton, but
people that call it now
I call
Wrigley
it a food court actually because they've got good food, but that's the only reason to go there.
Well, now Wrigley Field is Nashville, and I feel like a lot of the White Sox criticism of Cubs fans is quite fair. We have Mega Ricketts, the owner. Not that Sox fans can really stand on merit with freaking Reinsdorf, but
not that
might be the worst owner in the
anyone else. Yeah.
Well, Reinsdorf might be the worst owner in the major leagues amongst them. Certainly bottom 5.
Definitely.
But Mega Ricketts, you got the drunk tourist out in the bleachers paying $1 million to be on Instagram. That is happening. Absolutely true. So I just want to put that out there that the idea that the White Sox are like the Chicago team, and then like so Cubs are sort of like the transplant team slash national team. I think all that criticism is fair, so I could see why you would turncoat on the Cubs and absolutely Benedict Arnold your way to the South Side.
Well, in my defense, I never hated the Sox to begin with. I actually grew up going to Sox games when I was younger. Joey Cora was my favorite player as a kid until I saw Ryan Sandberg, and then that kind of got me into the Cubs. With everything going on politically, my wife is a Sox fan. Me going to Sox games, her family convinced me and converted me into a Sox fan. Which, to be honest, it's actually not that bad going there because I don't have to worry about hearing about Trump's next fundraiser at Wrigley Field anymore.
Yeah, true. Now, when your wife's family got you to transition over to the White Sox, was it like Catholic school, like in like when you become Jewish or you become Catholic, like you have to go to like school,
was there a ceremony? Yeah, did you have
and shit?
catechism, like soxism? Like, what
Did you have to get a new name?
Oh yeah, no. It was mostly trash talking the whole time I was at family events. So usually my wife's Italian, so on Saturdays it's family dinner. So usually her father and her brother would, trash talk me about the Cubs. And now it's not so bad because now I go to all the games. Well, I used to go to all the Sox games, so I'm kind of miserable like them when they lose. So.
Right.
And you're kind of part of that 108 squad. They're friends of the show, the Beef Loafs and the Chorizis. And I saw this tweet from Beef Loaf the other day. If you could see this, he says, not going to lie, I'm extremely worried about this bet at this point. And what it was taking the under on 68.5 wins. So he doesn't think his bet's going to come through. He actually, as a Sox fan, tried to double his money, or if not more. What do you put? Oh, he put 500. Yeah, double his money.
Yeah,
by taking the under on the Sox at 60, under 69 wins, which is nice.
If you ever caught,
it would be nice for us if they hit 69.
It would be. It'd be nice for us too. But Beef also knows how to play these cards in terms of bets. So he's like him and his brother, Terezi, are big betting people. So when it comes to sports betting, they are looking at the landscape and we're figuring, well, they were decent last year. I don't know if they're going to go over 69. But like I said, the Sox haven't been 500 against the Cubs since 2008, if you don't count 2020, when they faced each other for the first time. So we could hit that 69 quicker than you think.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Definitely. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he won't be too upset if they go over that.
Right. Yeah.
I lose $500. I'd be pretty upset. First of all, if they're big betting people, that's nothing.
He's got that 108 money, man. He's good.
Oh yeah, that's why they're sitting in the corner behind a pole. It is fun to hang out there. I've hung out there a little bit. They all give me side eye because they know I'm a big Cubs fan. But my family's Sox fans as well. Like I grew up with my mom and dad were not Cubs fans growing up, so. My mom was a Sox fan, and even on her deathbed, my uncle came into that room the day she died, hours before she died. She could barely talk, and so she couldn't even fight back against it. But my uncle gave her shit about a yellow Nelly Fox jacket that she owned as a teenager because she loved the go-go White Sox, and he gave her shit for switching sides on her hours. So one of the last things she heard in her life was getting shit from her brother on her deathbed for a Nelly Fox coat. So, so the family kind of... The rivalry runs deep, but I will say this, and I know that I get criticism from Sox fans for bringing this up all the time. I think that the Sox natural rival is the Cubs, and nothing to do with the baseball of it, but the Cubs actually have stronger rivals with other teams within their division. The Cardinals first and foremost, and then very recently, not very, very recent, but the Brewers, since we share a division, and they've been kicking our ass. So, do you care to comment on that? Who would be the Sox or the rival?
So I don't think it's really the Cubs. I think you're going to have those meatball fans that are going to say it's the Cubs because it's Chicago. Personally, I think
I'm one of them.
No, but personally, I think like in terms of rivals, you look at the Minnesota Twins. They're probably a bigger rival. I would look at the Cleveland Guardians as a bigger rival.
Now, but does it feel like it?
When the Twins come to part, like back in the day when the Twins came,
or the Guardians come to town, does it feel like the Brewers and Cardinals showing up for a Cubs fan?
No, I mean, but Sox Park's a lot different in terms of filling up than it is Wrigley. You got, Wrigley not only has the outside facilities, the stuff that's out there now, that mall or whatever the hell's out there, but you also have the historic aspect. Yeah, you have the historic aspect, and Sox fans, they do go to the games. Although we get the jokes about the stadium's always empty, it's more when the team's good. I mean, like any other team, they're going to be there. You have your diehards that go, but it's not to the point where at Wrigley where if the Cardinals are coming in, it's going to be completely packed because you got the St. Louis fans coming in as well with the Cubs fans that usually go. But I mean, you can if you're there during the Twins and Guardian games, you can feel the rivalry there. Detroit as well. I mean, the Tigers. Especially since they were the best team in the division the past couple of years.
And Javier Baez keeps going up and pissing everybody off.
Yeah, and sliding into first base, yeah.
Javi can do what he wants. He's incredible. I don't care what Javi. He can play the game all wrong. It's right by me if it's Javi doing it. So I want to just say this much is that right now you also employ Randall Grichuk.
Mm-hmm.
He is on your team. So just everybody get ready to hate watch him because Cubs fans hate that guy.
Yeah, and Sox fans will be like, wait a second, where's this guy the rest of the year against any other team? Because Grichuk loves to play against the Cubs.
Yeah, he'll bet 180 on the year and hit 5 dogs against us just this weekend.
Hey, he's got 3 bombs already for us. He's hit 3 bombs. I think he's hitting over 300 the past few games he's played. So I mean, he was signed and he was released, I think, from the Yankees this year because he had a really, really bad start to the season. But he's for 8 games, hitting 3 bombs. Cubs killer. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right.
But the signing that's really the nail in my own coffin is the Murakami signing, which you didn't really pay all that much for him, and he's already hit 15 dongs, and everybody's in love with this guy. Rightfully so. I'm jealous as fuck.
Yeah, it's surprising that the Cubs didn't make a run at him, but knowing that they signed Bregman in the later in the season, the offseason was kind of, I guess that's what there is, Bregman or nothing.
Yeah, or Matt Shaw, the guy that actually could maybe be there, even though he's a mega twat.
But Murakami's actually.
They had a really good third baseman, and they're like, you know what we should do? We should make that guy a bench guy and not have a spot on the team by signing Bregman, who's this old dude that is supposed to be good. They could have gone after Murakami, but then what are they going to do? Like, are they going to replace Seiya? Then it just looks weird that they're replacing a Japanese player with a Japanese player.
You had to go there, huh, Cotton? But Murakami, like you said, third baseman, and he actually came here and they wanted him to play first because I don't know if you guys remember, Andrew Vaughn was playing first for us until we traded him to the Brewers, and he decided to resurrect his career out there. But they were looking for a first baseman, and they got Murakami to come. He's playing first base now. And you have Miguel Vargas, the guy they got from the Dodgers in a trade, who's actually having a decent year.
Here, I'll put up. You've had a lot of players play for you already. I was kind of surprised to see the cast of characters that you've got a bunch of different catchers. Edgar Cuero taking it, but Colson Montgomery having a really good start to a year. 11 dongs already playing shortstop for you.
Yeah, there was an argument today on the radio who's a better shortstop, Montgomery or Dansby. When it comes to all around, I think Montgomery has a bigger heights upside. Defensively, Dansby still probably beats him out, but offensively, no doubt it's Colson.
Dansby sucks. I mean, he's terrible. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to even mince words right now. This guy's making so much money to bat 180. Like, that is unacceptable. He honestly should be benched. He should be. You got another way to do it. It's like they want to lose.
Yeah. Well, in the other day, I was doing the Cubs pod, and I noticed, like, oh my God, Craig, for some reason, just moved him into the 8th spot for no reason that day. And because of that, like 2 different times in the game, Dansby came up with guys on and just absolutely flailing, just nowhere near the ball, and struck out both times. It was terrible.
What I don't understand is he has Dansby and Pete Crow Armstrong back to back, and like Pete Crow Armstrong, great defensively, but he drives me nuts, man. He turns his head so much on curveballs. It makes me want to, like, when I was a kid, when I used to turn my head, they made me bite my shirt so I wouldn't turn my head, and it makes me want to tell him to buy his damn shirt so he wouldn't turn his head. But I don't understand why Council bats them back to back at 8 and 9 when wouldn't you want to separate them to make sure you don't have 2 sure outs when you're struggling that bad?
Well, and I have a little bit more faith in PCA because, like, he tends to be able to kind of get on base in some way or another. He's learned to take his walks. He smacked the ball the other way and just got on, stole a base. Like, he can make things happen as a chaos agent. But you're right. It's the bottom. Well, the Cubs had a rough week offensively overall. So but we're coming back to Chicago, not to Wrigley, but we're coming back. So I do have hope that, it's a little warm weather, a little hometown cooking, a little rivalry, a little heated action might be good for everybody. But I'm looking up and down your lineup here, and, there's not a lot of household names that I think people recognize, but Jared Kelenic, you got him from the Mariners, right? And so you made a few moves, Grant Grichuk, you picked up off the scrap heap. But not Benintendi was kind of a
God.
Exactly. Your DH is batting 218, so good luck with that.
He's also our highest paid player of our franchise too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, well,
the longest contract.
And every time I see his name, I think he's also your announcer, who is actually in Detroit now. So that doesn't even make sense. But every time I see Benintendi, I have to check my brain and work around like it's not Benetti.
If you want to see Sox fans go ape shit on Twitter, say John Schriffin's better than Jason Benetti, and they'll go. I mean, you guys hate Boog, but the hate for John Schriffin's out there too with the White Sox. He doesn't rub me the wrong way, but I mean, listening to Boog, I don't know how you guys deal with Boog. Shiami drives me nuts.
We don't listen to him. Me and Cotton, we've just given up at this point, which is unfortunate. Like, thank God I speak Spanish because I can simulcast Miguel on the app, on the Marquee app. So that's what I do. And by the way, the game starts in 10 minutes, so we should probably be somewhat quick about this at this point. But I do want to say Reese McGuire on the team.
He's cut.
Oh, he's caught.
Yeah, they released him.
Well, he does like getting release.
He does. He does know a lot about. Release.
He holds on and then releases. But just a couple guys to look out for. Sam Antonacci, who's our left fielder, playing today, leading off. Came up from the minor leagues, pretty good bat and a good defender. Sammy the Ant, they call him. So he's getting like a little following. Vargas is having a good year at third base. Murakami as well. Murakami, I think, has hit a home run in 9 openers this season. So opening game of each of 9 series, he's hit a home run. So if you're a betting man, you can bet on that. And Chase Mydroff, I call him Nico Light. Not as good with the glove as Nico, but a good contact hitter. He's our second baseman. I'm looking forward to them having. It's gonna be a fun series, man. I'm actually looking forward to this series more than I did in past years because the Sox were kind of horrible and the Cubs were kind of like going through the motions. But this year, I mean, both teams are having some fun. The Sox are coming off 5-game win streak. The Cubs are coming off going 2 10-game win streaks. So it'll be kind of fun, little baseball in the city of Chicago.
I would love there to be a real crosstown World Series someday in my lifetime. I think that'd be really fun to watch and watch the rivalry and the entire national audience that would attract the city of Chicago would just be really cool, I will put up the matchups and let's see. Oh, that's
I'm bummed that it was this weekend because this is graduation weekend and my nephew, congratulations. My nephew is graduating from Iowa. So it's like this was the worst weekend for the Cubs to play the Sox, because I was actually thinking like, hey, I would hit up Yump. I'd go to a game with them, watch the, down on the south side, and we'll just have to pick some other random team.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
thanks for complaining, Cotton. I'm glad you got that off your chest. That
I was
you
upset.
Are having a disappointing week and have to go to a freaking graduation you don't want to go to, even though you begrudgingly said congratulations.
No, I'm throwing the
congratulations, but
graduation.
you fucked up my weekend, you stupid fucking nephew of mine.
No,
you fucked it
I'm
up.
throwing it. I'm, like we're
Exactly,
doing,
even
yeah,
more
I have to
resentful.
do all this stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
When I could be in Chicago watching the Cubs Sox. Instead, I'm going to be,
resentful.
listening to them. Yeah, and resentful.
Resentful. Hey, you're going to miss this whole series. We got Cabrera versus Sean Burke, and Cabrera not great last time out. He's, we'll see what we get. Fits and starts with this guy, but I like his arm. And then Sean Burke, I don't really know much about, so tell me about him, Yump.
He's had a couple rough outings. He's a contact pitcher that's coming out. Last time out, he had only pitched like 4 1/3, I believe, giving up 6 runs to the damn Seattle Mariners. But the game before that, he pitched a strong 6-inning game of 8 Ks. Decent pitcher, still young. Like, this White Sox team is really young. He's only 26. Looking forward to seeing what this matchup is, especially with Cabrera's velocity dropping, which kind of, even from looking on the outside in, makes me worried that maybe he could be hurt for you guys. I know you don't want to hear that, but with velocity dropping, that's usually not a good sign.
Oh yeah, no, it's a terrible sign.
And we'll never know. We'll never know unless he literally falls off the mound like that Reds pitcher did the other day.
I mean, the Cubs do have a pretty horrible training staff, but then again, so do the White Sox and Bulls. I mean, they're owned by the same person, so I mean, I can't really complain.
At this point, I'm just wondering if, because of the idea that dudes flame out really quickly. Unkzuna was saying this, or Unk. Sorry, he dropped the Zuna, but that dudes, their careers are now much shorter, and they figure just make a bunch of money at once, throw 101, you get 3 Tommy Johns, you hang out as long as you can, and boom, you're out of the league, you make your money. That is the financial decision that teams are making that is worth these dudes doing it that way. And for the dudes, it's worth it too, as opposed to trying to just learn to pitch and have some longevity, so you don't have as many years out of somebody. But yeah, Cabrera, I don't know where he'll fit in there. I do think he's a talented pitcher. It's just, the concern is, what's going on with the velo. But then I look at tomorrow, and we got Tyone on the mound. He's sitting right where he always is, right around 4 ERA, going against Martin. What's his first name? Davis Martin?
Davis Martin, the Dart.
He's one of the many Martin brothers who pitch in Chicago.
Yeah. We got a few, Corbin, and what's the other one? JR or
I don't know. They've all been released and then picked back up and are in some.
Steve Martin was on the team for a while.
Steve Martin.
Martin Lawrence for some reason. But tell me about Davis Martin. He's 1.62 ERA.
Yeah, so Davis Martin's been around for a couple of years. Zach Bove, who's a new pitching coach, must have found something inside his mechanics, because he has been literally the best pitcher on the White Sox this year.
Is he having a Steve Stone year?
No, he's not throwing a bunch of curveballs like Steve Stone till his arm falls off, but he is having a very, very good year. And he's lighting people up in terms of striking them out. Really, really fun to watch. I think I told you guys this in the Discord. Like, there's rumors going around that if the White Sox feel like it's not time yet, they might stockpile some more young players. And with Martin being, believe his 3rd year, and he's got some control left, they might consider trading him.
Oh, town.
That could be something. Maybe a Kevin Alcantara and a Triantos can come through. I don't know how that would look. But he's been really phenomenal. He's got, a 2.6 WAR already. It's over his strikeout an inning. His whip's like a 1. He's been very, very good.
We've already seen this year that Jed Hoyer loves a Martin who pitches. So it's probably
really our thing.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty good chance.
It does break my cardinal rule of not trading with the White Sox. I mean, then again, Sammy Sosa. Then we got in the last game Ray, who really just should not face a team a third time through the order, but he's capable of some big things sometimes. You know, he can have it. And versus, I didn't realize you picked this guy up, Eric Fetty, who's Fetty Wap, he's been around a while.
Yeah, another. I think he's just in there off the scrap heap to pick up some innings. He pitched all right his last game. He only pitched, I believe, 5 innings. But the game before that, he gave up 4 runs. He's had one really, really good game this year, and that was against the Los Angeles Angels, where I think he went 7 innings. Journeyman.
I think everybody
pitcher,
has a good game against the Angels.
Yeah, journeyman pitcher pitches to contact. He'll try to keep you in the game. This part by far is probably one of the worst matchups of the weekend, considering it's 2 decent teams going at each other. I was really disappointed. I was hoping Shota would pitch, but it's Fetty against Ray, so that would be be like a 20-run game, a scoring game for the teams.
Right.
Yeah,
it's a 0-0 for 9 innings, and then go and then we fly the tee, and everybody goes home, and it's a tie.
Fly the tee.
Well, we got a minute and a half before the game starts, so I
have one thing to say since you brought up Unkzuna. I think Yump needs to go with Unkzuna. Can you become Unkzuna?
Or how about Yumpzuna?
Yumpzuna?
Yeah. Not Zuna. Who cares? Yumpmuna. You gotta go with your boy
Muna. Yeah,
Muna.
Yeah.
Oh, you could just wear big ass moon boots like we had when we were kids, and your feet will sweat like crazy in the summer.
Moon boots and a White Sox uniform, and you're right there.
You guys really just want me to get like bullied, huh?
Yeah, I just want to see Yump Muna out there.
We just want to be entertained, Yump. We just want to be entertained. So, well, I have to say personally that thank you for sponsoring our show, and I know you sponsor some other shows too, right?
So I sponsor you guys for the Cubs side, and I sponsor the Chicago Sports Bum show, the Baloney Show on Wednesdays. He's more Sox centric, but he's also like talks movies and whatnot. Which, if you are going to the game tomorrow, I won't be there, but the Chicago Sports Bums will be having a tailgate in Lot B. All you gotta do is look for their flag. They have free drinks, and they have sandwiches by Graziano's that are free. So Cubs fans and Sox fans are appreciated. If you go there, let them know that Penguin Imprints and Son Ranto sent you, so they'll know who you are.
I might go just for the sandwich.
Wear your Penguin fuck ice shirt, and they'll know you come in peace.
They're open to everybody. Awesome guys. They do it every year. That's how they sell merch, and that's how they get their money is to do tailgates. So like Cubs and Sox fans, they're awesome to go to. Like I said, free drink, free food. You can't beat that before you go into the game.
And I love the work you do at Penguin Imprints because it's somewhat political. It's definitely Chicago centric. It gets the joke, and it's well designed. And the shirts are soft and they feel good on my body. Make me look handsome.
And we have to shout out Sadistic Penguin Studios. Because Yump has built he's part of a podcast empire over there. He has At the Show, and he and I do Frame for Frame. That's like a special episode off of the At the Show feed. So if you want to hear me and Yump talk about remakes, because Yumper hates remakes. So I pitched him the idea that we watch remakes and then talk about them.
Yeah, so Cotton tortures me once a month with this.
That's what it's all about, is torture on this show.
But shout out to those guys. My buddy, my co-host Tony, and then my other friend Brian. He does a draft show where they draft all sorts of crap.
And Tony does a music show.
Yeah, Tony does a music show called The Hook Up on Music. And Danny, I want you to get in touch with him because I think you'd be a great guest on that. It's a solo show where he goes through all music news. He'll discuss albums, music news of the week, and stuff like that.
I would love to.
And then we do At the Show.
Because it's a podcast and there's trademark issues, right? It's really hard to play the music. Danny, you can just sing every song.
Yeah, I'll just come on with an acoustic. I do have a question. I put on the game over here. And why are the White Sox dressed like the Chicago Bulls? Like that's
Those
really,
are the city connects, man. On Fridays we wear red. I actually like those. I know my father-in-law
cool.
hates them. I like them. I like them better than the other ones they had. I'll probably get killed for that, but the silver and black ones they had, I actually like the red ones better. But
yeah,
that's just me.
I agree. I like the red ones better. And guess what? They are way better than the Texas tiles.
And if you play the Reds on their City Connect day wearing these, nobody's going to know who's who, because that is exactly, I think, the Red City Connect. I mean, I don't think there's too much of a difference. Maybe got that stripe down the leg. That's so 80s. Anyway, the game has started, so we should probably wrap it up here in just a moment.
Yeah, I got to go listen to Steve Stone call a baseball game and remember
and I gotta
how
play
wonderful
the song
it was
Steve Stone. But
back in the 90s or 80s.
I did want to bring, because we do have a couple of segments, but especially I wanted to show everybody Cubstradamus. And I outsourced the Fanarchy ad to Cubstradamus, and Yumpy wanted me to show you because he thinks there might be some merchandising sort of synergy here that we might be able to find between him and Fanarchy, because Britt from Fanarchy said maybe we can make some Cubstradamus shirts promoting Fanarchy. I was like, now we've jumped the shark, but we'll have to see what you think about Cubstradamus's commercial here. Here it is.
It'll be the only shirts.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there because I was entrenched in the awesome new baseball fan app called Fanarchy. It's the best way to keep up on Cubs and baseball news and follow every game live. But what I like best is the game search feature. I can find any game in history by describing it and say I was there. Gabby Hartnett hits a big homer, and there it is. The lineups, the box score. Oh, I can reminisce about being there at the homer and the Gloman. People don't say Gloman about dusk like they used to. Let's try another. Babe Ruth calls his shot and hits a homer at Wrigley Field. And there it is, Charlie freaking Root. What a bum. Anywho, I love Fanarchy, so I wrote them a song. Get off Facebook, get off X. The Fanarchy app is the best. For all the Cubs baseball news I need, I always use Fanarchy.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. The best part about that commercial is that finally somebody sings worse than me.
I think the best part of that commercial was that everything he touched turned into a phone, and he was talking while he drank beer, which is amazing.
He's the deity, the spokes deity for Fanarchy.
My favorite part was when he was looking at his phone and then he put his hand out and the phone just fell on the floor. He just dropped the phone on the floor, like, whatever.
At one point, a beer turned into a baseball bat, and then he drank the bat, and he bat.
That was great.
Magic. It looks like the Cubs just got a base runner. Is that the effect?
Bregman just got a base hit.
Oh, that never happens. So
you're in trouble if Bregman starts it. What's funny is, so Yumper's in the Discord the other day and talking shit. And he's just like, so when does Bregman start hitting homers? And fucking Bregman absolutely rocketed a homer. It was the one hit lost that the only hit was the homer. It was so funny. Dude,
it's because when the Sox signed Murakami, I was so excited. So we came up, I was coming up with ideas. So I made moonshots off his name. And I'm like, okay, well I'll do one for the Sox. I'll do one for the Cubs. Bregman's nickname is Breggy. So a Breggy bomb. And I'm like, this dude has hit 2 all year. I'm like, come on. I can't promote it. That's why I'm like, when the hell is this guy gonna hit home runs? And then he just hits one out right away. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's hilarious. So, and speaking of that, you're always putting out new shirts and stuff. You actually did a PCA one where he's like a skeleton and the Ivy Reaper and the Ivy going to. I actually really dig that one. And I honestly think there needs to be one for every player on every team. like an October, maybe just the October teams. I don't know, but like
that's something I want to do.
Bit. Yeah.
That one took a long time to work on, the Ivy Reaper. But yeah, I have so many designs that I have, like, I don't just put them in AI. I go through Photoshop. I go to use Illustrator. So I draw some of these out. So most of these designs I have in the back burner. It just takes time to put them out. And with Etsy, the store I sell on besides my site, you have to stay in the algorithms. You have to release new stuff every so often. That's why I'm always releasing new stuff and pulling other stuff back. I am definitely going to do that. Also, the idea you gave me for the Union shirts, I'm actually working on that when I have time to start doing those. So those will be out when I get a chance.
That was a good suggestion I had. A bad suggestion was right after he releases the Ivy Reaper. I'm like, hey, you know, it'd be awesome if you just changed the shirt. I'm sure you were happy to hear from me.
Like, he's like, change to see.
I released it like a half hour ago.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, more feedback is the better for me to figure out what you guys like.
You know what? The Ivy Reaper right now. Isn't that cool? The skulls as baseballs.
Dude, I honestly, I think that is absolutely a cool shirt. And I could totally see like just a version of this for every player. Like, I just think it's badass.
Yeah, I really like that one. The funny thing is, the Rally Crack, man, the Rally Crack actually sells. Like, I thought it was just going to be like a novelty. That thing actually like sells on my site. So that's why I'm always like the crack. Like, you gotta, you know, trust the crack.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Everybody loves a Rally Crack.
Ooh, the Cubs just scored a run somehow.
Ian Happ, base hit.
Or should I just say everybody loves crack? And you, my friend, are a crack dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Officially, you deal crack. Well, you know, as long as we're on this show and the game's going on, I do have a couple of announcements before we wrap it up here, because we probably should. Is that I did want to say thank you once again to everybody that helped me so far fund the game. Which is the musical I've written that we're going to be doing in 2027. And thank you, everybody, that there's a GoFundMe link I'm dropping right now. If you got an extra $5-10, I really appreciate anything you give to it. It's all going to go to the artist that I'm going to hire.
I'm pretty sure Yumper was #1 on the GoFundMe.
And I thanked Cotton earlier in the show, and I thank you in person here too, Yump.
I think he got like a special prize or something for being #1. I know that.
No.
Read that when I went in. Like, you suck. Yumper got in here earlier than you.
I just saw it when Danny posted it, but in all reality, I've been listening to you, Danny, when Lyle was on the first time. So I've been following Son Ranto since then. I told Cotton this, so like, even though I am a Sox fan, I still enjoy, you know, cutting up with the ranters and
it's a great group of people.
Oh, definitely.
I think it actually makes way more sense now, knowing this, that you've been following the Son Ranto show that long. Why you changed from Cubs to Sox? Like, it makes sense.
Convinced you. It's like, this is just a wayward lifestyle that we lead over here.
The Luciers, man, that guy just.
Yeah. What? Yeah, he's bad news. I do have some ranter birthdays I want to point out. Todd Emmons is today, so happy. He's a longtime Patreon supporter and listener and ranter, and he's on Facebook and all the places the ranters go. Erin Moran, who's Jose Orlando's wife, she is turning. I don't know what she's turning, but it's her birthday on Sunday.
She's turning another year older.
She's turning another year older.
Very young woman, though.
Yeah, Rob LaFrance, who I've caught many a game with, and I know he listened to the show sometimes. He's got a birthday on Saturday.
I was hanging out with him at the greatest game that I've ever seen, which was the Seattle Mariners, where Lester bunted and Hayward came in and scored. Unfortunately, Rob was already gone. Because he had to work at like 4 a.m.
4 in the morning. Yeah, he used to work early. I don't think he's doing that anymore. But also, July 18th is Crawley's birthday and the Bleacher Barbecue. So just want to put that out there. If you want to come, we're just going to be hanging out. I'm going to try to get like a rancher get together before that game. Baloney Fonseca says, Yumper's the man. We all agree with that. I'm singing the anthem on June 27th. It seems that Cincinnati is going to be back on for me on September 19th because I don't have to go to Europe at that point. So I am going to go to Europe, but a little bit later. So I'll be basically watching all the Cubs playoff games, hopefully. Don't want to jinx it here, but it'll be like 4 a.m. as I sit in the mountains of Poland watching on an iPad. So it's good. A choppy iPad. Hopefully the internet is good in the mountains. And also RIP Sam Cianis, the Billy Goat Tavern. He's a Chicago icon.
The son of the
son of the famous
Kirsch
goat
guy.
Goat Cianis. So he passed away. I saw that going around, but that's a big. I just want to point that out. And I do have one more message from Cubstradamus as he did do his regular job this week as well. He'll tell us what's coming up this coming week.
Oh my God.
Home Depot gets more done for doers, and Ronnie's the most famous wooer. We'll come back to Wrigley, where the Cubs will win bigly, as they take 2 of 3 from the Brewers. Fuck you, Eric Wheelo.
The ending was great.
That is absolutely. Fuck you, Eric Wheelo.
Wheelo catching strays, just not even on the show.
Poor Wheelo.
Yeah. Wow. Hashtag chance in the chat. We do have a couple of TFCs. We'll give away the hashtag chance postcard that I swear I'll send eventually. I've sent you some, haven't I?
Oh yeah, I got all the ones you sent me.
It's just
I got in one time and it's right there. One time ever did I do it and I won. So I'm winning.
You're a winner.
You're a winner.
And we got a bunch of entries in there right
Undefeated.
now. I do have this flexing cube. I should have told you to prepare one. I don't know if you have a live one that you want to give us, but I do have a cube of flexing cube, which is some moron online.
I have none, but when I saw how many you had, I was like, I'm not even gonna look. You've got a bunch.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll just give you 2 of them because But the first one actually does have to do with Ronnie Woo Woo, and which is when I posted that video of Ronnie and Sammy. Somebody came into my comments on X and said, I don't like Ronnie Woo Woo anymore. When Bocce's was still around, he asked me to buy him a slice and a beer. He took 1 bite of the slice and a sip of the beer and just walked out. Crying face emojis. And Harmonious Bliss responded, did you really expect normalcy from the guy?
I have to say that is insane baller. Like, thanks. 1 bite, 1 drink, and then you walk out. That is wild.
What do you expect out of Roddy? He wasn't that hungry.
Did he have his teeth? Maybe he couldn't chew it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's really hard to drink and chew when you're saying woo every 4 seconds.
Yeah. Exactly. Gets in the way. You say woo, pizza flying out your mouth. So I thought this was stupid. Now, as a Sox fan, you must have an opinion on this. But Chuck Garfien, who is I'd say the White Sox, he's their Cole Wright. Am I right? Is that the right sort of?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Well, he says, when the Cubs asked actor Belmont Camelli to throw out a first pitch at Wrigley Field this season, the die-hard White Sox fan politely declined. He sent the Cubs DM to the Sox and wrote, your move, home team. Belmont Camelli is throwing out the first pitch tonight. Like, first of all, this is why Cubs fans can't be friends with Sox fans. Because shit like this, okay? This is why. But then... Here, he also tweeted out the screenshots of Belmont Camelli, the so-called actor. Nobody's ever fucking heard of Belmont Camelli, first of all. But
I seriously, when I saw Belmont in there, I thought it was a street. Wrigley.
It is a street
or a horse.
Yeah, or a horse race, the Belmont Stakes. So the Cubs wrote to him, hey, Belmont, the Cubs would like to invite you, blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Can we line up? And Belmont's like, I'm honored by your invitation, Cubbies. Thanks for considering me, but unfortunately, my allegiance to the South Side. See you boys in May. You're losing, by the way, Belmont, and it's all your fault for jinxing them by throwing out the first pitch tonight. So then he sends the Cubs tweet to the White Sox, being like, hey, they asked me to throw out the first pitch. Can I do it for you guys? And they were like, ooh, let's do it. Where do I reach you? And I'm like,
and now everybody has his phone number. He just put his phone number out on the internet.
Yeah, good for you, Belmont. I'm going to be prank calling you all night, 3 a.m. Just, hey, what's up? Is your refrigerator running? Hi, Belmont.
Yeah. First off, no idea who Belmont Camelli is, but props to the guy for literally just being like, nah, fuck you. I'm because I honestly hate when they bring people in to do anything on the TV and they're not actually Cubs fans, and I hate the Cubs for doing it, but I really hate the people who do it because they know better. They just shouldn't do it. So this Belmont Camelli, props to you for just being like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit. I'm going to actually parlay your invitation into getting the first pitch, for the White Sox. So I'm down with it.
Yeah, that's true. You got to hand it to him.
I guess. I don't even know who the kid is, and I do a movie podcast.
He was in the thriller Until Dawn last year. He was in Saved by the Bell, but in 2021, the one that nobody ever watched or heard of, and he was in My Evil Stepdad. That was a real. He was in something with Robert De Niro in
Alto Nights. I think he played like a small role in there. I guess I looked him up. I don't know.
All right,
Robert De Niro has a lot of bad movies in the last decade, so
he needs some money. Cotton needs money.
So, but
right, he has a child. He's 85 years old, and he's got like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I'm sure he's taking care of that kid too every day. Just changing diapers.
The kid's changing his diapers. He's that old.
Exactly. But brought to you by Depends Undergarments. For all accidents. Well, thanks for being here, Yump. We got to do this more often, just to have you on and do like cross-pollinated shows and stuff. And, but thanks for being here and thanks for sponsoring us. And why don't we give away a chance postcard and then we'll go watch the rest of this freaking game here.
So we can all talk shit in the Discord.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's Fanarchy Friday. So I'm going to
let's hit up the Fanarchy for sure.
So let's see. Here we go. Let's pick a winner. It could be you. Like you could win live on the show.
I go in live reaction.
That'd be exciting. Oh, but the winner is Brett Moore, who I actually don't know who he is, but it looks like he's friends with Flavor Flav. So, I mean, that is, unless it's a wax museum, he's like actually buds with Flavor Flav.
Danny, I think you've just missed the point altogether. Flavor Flav's real name is Brett Moore.
Oh,
could be.
I don't know who the guy in the yellow hat was, but yeah, I think Flavor Flav just won the chance. I'm excited.
Well, congratulations, Flav. Boy. So, all right. Well, that's I guess that is
groups ever. Love it.
That is a wrap for us on the Son Ranto show. Anything to plug before we get out of here? And you figure out how to say "Go White Sox" backwards?
No, check out Penguin Imprints. Use Bleacher Bunch for 20% off. And again, if you are going to the game tomorrow, stop by the Chicago Sports Bums tailgate. Just look for their flag, the bum flag. They'll have free drink and food from Graziano's. So tell them that the Son Ranto show sent you.
Maybe I'll come down. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like maybe I could actually make that happen.
Yeah, Baloney Fonseca is actually the guy's show I sponsor, Peter. So check him out. He'll be there and just let him know who you are.
Tickets are $100. They have free tickets too, or they just
no. I think tomorrow the game's sold out. Just like today. Yeah, I don't have season tickets anymore. If I was going to buy them, I would not buy them for the Cubs Sox series. They're just too expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I usually skip it. It's just a bunch of drunk people fighting usually anyway. So I'm like,
Yeah.
my days of doing that are like, I'm like, I could be seriously injured here.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's like when the alcoholics stay in on New Year's. They're just like, yeah.
You guys send that chance to Sydney, Australia there. And
whoa, that's awesome. Brett says, boom, send that chance to Sydney, Australia.
Oh, sick. Well, you got it.
Brett, what are you doing?
He's going to email you, Brett.
It's next week, Brett. I don't have your information, so you got to email me at sunranto@gmail.
In Australia. That's how fucking far away they are.
Yeah, the Cubs have already won in tonight. The series is over. We swept. It was incredible. So, all right. Well, Brett, congratulations, and thanks for tuning in, Brett, and everybody else that was here. What was once pregame, is now during game.
Right. Let's get out of here. Let's go listen to Steve Stone call us some baseball.
And listen to Steve Stone, the song. So Spagog, y'all.
Spagog.
You got it?
We're waiting. Come on.
We're waiting for you.
Well, Spagog. Go White Sox.
Go White Sox backwards.
I don't know how to say that shit, dude. Come on. Go Sox. Zos.
Zos.
I wanna get sleep.